Hey everybody, Tom Barnish, Chicago scene, downtown, right outside of Soldier Field in the south parking lot. Check that out. See that boat right there? They're getting ready to go out on Lake Michigan. It's a whole process where they launch them right out in the water. But then they want to add what is equivalent to like an airplane wing, about 80 feet high. They throw it on top of that with all the wind going on. There's like a whole thing before this race. It's this weekend here in Chicago, Father's Day, right outside the Navy Pier by the break wall over there. Well, check that out. I'm going to talk to Laura and also Paul, give me a little insight on what it is to sail the SailGP here in Chicago, traveling all over the place. That's the Chicago scene now. All right, so things are happening here at the SailGP here in Chicago. I'm here with Laura Muma. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Did I get the name of the race correct? This is my first time doing this race.
No, well, actually, it is the T-Mobile United States Sail Grand Prix Chicago at Navy Pier.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
It's a mouthful, but it's a good one.
Yes. So for people who've never seen this before and have no idea what's going on here on the lakefront this weekend, explain a little bit about this race and how fast these boats go. I mean, it's incredible seeing some of them in the water practicing before. It's legit. It's a lot of fun.
It is. This is the first time that SailGP is making its way to Chicago, and it's actually the debut in fresh water. Typically, as we race all over the world, it's obviously been saltwater, but super excited to be here in Chicago and expecting a fantastic weekend.
Right. How many total races are happening this weekend here?
We'll have a total of 6 races. So Navy Pier is our headquarters for Race Village. Big party, a lot of fun. But the races will be taking place on what we're calling Chicago Skyline Stadium, which is right between Navy Pier, Adler Planetarium, inside the break wall. So it's like SailGP is designed to be like inshore, stadium style, high intensity adrenaline racing that is going to wow, I think, so many Chicagoans this weekend.
Right. I think for people who might be wondering where that might be exactly, if you've ever been to like the Chicago Triathlon, it's in that same footprint-ish. You know, obviously the boats are much bigger than the humans swimming in the water. So, but it is a big race. There's a lot of crew members working on each of these boats as they go. But what are they doing right now behind you since that's going on there?
Yeah, so what we have to do each morning and evening is these boats don't live in the water overnight. I mean, they're just way too powerful. So there's a whole process where the F50 platform right here obviously is in our hangar. And then what we do is there's another hangar that has all of the wing sails. And the whole process of rollout takes about an hour, hour and a half for each boat, and they kind of do concurrently. We have 2 cranes right here in Burnham Harbor.
2 cranes just helping with the boats and the sails.
Exactly. So it's like first you roll the boat out, then you go get the wing sail, lift the wing sail up on a crane, so then it's like literally just floating up in the air. They roll the F50 underneath, attach everything, get everything squared away, then lift the F50 up over the water. It's going out on like this boom crane over the slips.
That in itself sounds like a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool process. And you know, anyone here in Chicago, just right down here off the lake path, ride a divvy, ride your bike down, and you're able to watch this each morning and each evening.
And you have crew members on board and doing each individual job, right? Is there somebody that can help me understand what it takes to run one of these boats here?
Oh, absolutely. I have Paul Campbell-James. He is our wing trimmer, and he would be great to talk you through the boat. All
right, so I'm going to go find Paul and see if I could understand what's going on here. All right, I don't know much about sailing, but I do know that this is the driver's spot, at least of what I've been told. This is Paul. How you doing, Paul?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, Paul. What is your title with the USA team here?
I'm Team USA wing trimmer.
Okay, and you're gonna give me a little 101 on how to do this thing. Go for it.
Through all the roles. So starting at the back, this is the driver, exactly the same as a car. Left turns left, right turns right. The only difference is he's also got these twist grips, which are like an old school gear change on a bicycle.
Oh yeah.
But if he goes like this, the whole boat will rise out of the water, and if he goes forward, the whole boat will come in the water, so he can make the boat go up and down.
So does he have to yell out the commands when he's doing that, or he just does it?
He just does it, and we react to him.
People, I'm sure.
Exactly. So moving forward, this is my job. This is the winch, and the boys at the front will turn the handles, and that turns this winch.
Okay.
Now this winch will have a rope going to it onto the big wing sail. So we've got a 29 meter, so what's that, 90-foot wing sail?
Yeah, it's pretty big. Yeah.
And then we can go smaller with when it gets windier. And we control the roll of the boat. So if there's a kind of capsize, it's usually on me because the boat has rolled over. Okay, so I'm like the throttle man. I'm the power man that makes the boat drive forwards.
All right, fantastic. And then do you use any of these? I had no idea this much fancy equipment was in this kind of boat.
This is my panel. So the wing, if you think I've got a big wing up like that, I can make it rotate, but I can also make it twist like a wind turbine blade.
Sure.
You can make it twist out, and that just spills the power out of the top, but keeps all the power down low, and that gives me more forwards without making the boat heel over.
Got it.
Okay, so that's all my controls here that I'm messing around with.
Okay.
Okay, moving forward is the flight controller. Now this guy, I said the helmsman can make the boat go up and down. Now he only does that when this guy's running across the boat, swapping from side to side.
Oh, it's running from side to side. You guys are doing this while you're going like 60 miles an hour over the water?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Just chilling. But this guy's role is the flight controller. So his role is to make the boat go up and down. Okay, and then when we tack or jibe, so we change direction, one of those big foils in the corner goes down and the other one comes up, and he's got to control both of them while we're going through the maneuver, and then we have to lift the other board out of the water.
It sounds like you guys have to always just be aware of anarchy in the water.
Certainly anarchy. There's plenty going on, and you've got to do each person's got about 5 jobs in a maneuver, and you've got to time all those 25, 30 jobs right to make sure the maneuver goes perfectly.
Fantastic. And what is going on at the final spot up there?
So then the front guys, they're the power guys. So they're the big, strong lads. They're the guys that produce the watts that then translate back into my winch drum, which means we can pull the sail in and out, and we can pump it and make the boat go faster through that.
Are you guys exhausted by, it's a 12-minute race.
Personally, I'm not personally exhausted because I'm just using the
so
power.
These guys are the muscle, is what you're saying?
So these guys are the muscles, and they'll swap in and out every race. So we'll swap those guys in so they're fresh for the race. Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
The guy facing forwards, not only is he at max heart rate, but he's also calling the tactics. So he's the tactician, he's the strategist, he's the kind of coach telling us all where we should go on the zigzag up the track.
For everybody on board, and that's how many total up on the boat at a time?
So there's 6. There's 5 guys, 1 girl, and we've all got our own roles.
All right. You ready for this weekend? This is the first time on Lake Michigan. Have you done freshwater before? Have you been on Lake Michigan before?
I've done a bit on Lake Michigan before. We've done a few regattas here. We did an America's Cup World Series here a few years back, and
she could be angry sometimes.
Yeah, she can be angry. She showed us yesterday. It was pretty angry, but generally it's a small race course, so super tight. We're going about twice the speed we used to go in the old boats when we were here. So this course is going to feel small, and there's high chance of a lot of action.
And it's you versus 8 others that are competing in this race, correct?
Exactly. America versus the rest of the world.
And since that's happening right behind you, can you elaborate what's happening right there with the sails? Because I know that's something that's pretty unique to what you guys do here.
Yeah, so that's the Swiss team. They're new this year, but when we launch these boats, because we've got a big wing sail, it's not like you just pull the sail up. You've got to get a huge crane, and you connect the crane on one end. You've got to raise it vertically and then place it on the boat. And then you've got
incredible.
to connect the boat up to the crane and then lift the whole boat into the water.
That doesn't look at all complicated at all over there.
Yeah.
Especially with the wind that we've had. Huh?
It's pretty high tariff as well. We've had a few times where the wing, as you're dropping it, just starts to take off, and it's people jumping out of the way to make sure it's.
So there's a whole bunch going on before the actual race itself, huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's action everywhere.
Paul, thank you very much. I appreciate you explaining a little bit of this. I know there's a lot more there, but for the sake of what I do, I appreciate it very much, and good luck this weekend, and good luck with the rest of the year that you have coming up.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. I think I'm going to talk to Laura again real quick here. All right, so I think Paul gave me the 411 on how to do this ish. There's years of practice, but he broke it down for me pretty simply for me to understand. But this weekend is all about the racing, all about checking out, including today where they're doing practice runs as well, right?
Exactly. So you're going to see for the first time these 9 F50s totally turbocharging right in, like I said, Chicago Skyline Stadium. And these boats are rocket ships. They go up to 60 miles an hour. And given the way the race course is, expect to see a lot of passing. Potentially with the wind conditions, there's going to be some action. It's, we liken it to, NASCAR, where it's, you're not rubbing, you're not racing. And
all right, Days of Thunder.
A little flash. But I mean, seriously, it's like there's typically so much action and potential capsizes, so you always are got to be on the lookout. There's something to watch.
So why are they so fast? I'm just going to step over your shoulder here just to see what's going on here, but explain what's going on there. That's one of the mechanisms that get the boat out of the water, right?
Absolutely. So those are our carbon fiber hydrofoils. And what they really do in concert with the rudders, which you can see up there, right now they're flipped up over the boat.
Sure.
They help to create the lift that gets the boat up out of the water, which then just, increases the speed dramatically. And like I said, these boats are hitting upwards of 60 miles an hour, and it's really cool to watch.
And they're super light. That's why they get out of the water, right? Light in comparison to other yachts.
This platform's about 4,000 pounds.
Yes.
But just the sheer power and the technology that is incorporated within these F-50s is just super cool to see.
It's mostly wind-driven, or if all wind-driven,
100%
right?
wind-driven. That's, we like
60 miles an hour of wind on Lake Michigan, and it's a little faster on freshwater than saltwater, right?
It is. It's taking, what we call powered by nature to another level. Like what we're already seeing in the early practice and training days is that the freshwater, we're going approximately 5% faster. So the speed record, as I recall, is just over 61, 62 miles an hour. There's a really good chance that we could be setting a new SailGP speed record here in Chicago.
Absolutely. And I imagine just with the wind that's been happening here in Chicago the last couple of days, that's only going to help, right?
Exactly. These athletes are at the top of the sport. We have world champions, Olympians, America's Cups, and they relish in conditions and just really are looking forward to a great weekend.
And you also mentioned that they're big into data, really wanting to know what they're doing as far as the race, the boat, the conditions, all that. How many data points are on this boat?
It's hard to even count, but it's upwards of 800 to 1,000. But I think
on this right here in front of us,
sensors. But that is producing, in a day of racing across the 9 F-50s, over 80 billion data points. And what's really cool is just, we almost consider these F-50s like Internet of Things, massive IoT devices that, enabled by the T-Mobile 5G network that then is going up to the Oracle Cloud and back down. And all the athletes, all the teams are able to see each other's data. So it's totally different.
Oh, really?
Than,
you can't hide anything.
Any other sport.
That is incredible. So this starts up Friday with the practice runs, and then Saturday, Sunday, ending on Father's Day with the big race that's only the top 3, is that right?
Exactly. So Navy Pier, the race village opens at noon till 6. The racing actually begins at 2 to about 3:30, and those are going to be short, intense, 12 to 13-minute races. That then the top 3 of the weekend overall will finish the final race Sunday afternoon, to determine who's going to be crowned the Chicago champion.
And people can come out here, like you said, and watch the practice runs, but if they want to see the race itself, it's $35 starting at for the Saturday and Sunday race. Tickets available. Where can they buy them?
SailGP.com/Chicago.
And any social media stuff that you want people to know about?
Absolutely. Follow at SailGP and of course SailGP USA to cheer along the hometown team and see lots of action, see lots of behind-the-scenes action, and really good to know, and hopefully you come on up and cheer us on.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to show a little bit more as I finish this up, but if you have a suggestion for the Chicago scene, it's tbarnes@wgntv.com. That's TBARNAS at WGNTV.com. Come out here this weekend, everybody. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see you.